Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to the dark side, the strange and unusual side of the Daily Hustle Morning Show. Okay, now I gotta figure out. Okay, now I'm gonna go over here. I'm still getting things set up, so bear with me, please. No, Bambi, go lay down. Oh. Let me see. I would change my account again. Every time I log into YouTube, my account changes. Would you quit, Bambi? Go lay down. She's driving me crazy. The minute she hears me talking, she wants to be up in my face. Every time. I'm going to change her name to Velcro. Okay, I'm trying to get the thing set up on the YouTube side now. So please. Oh, we are live. So I need to copy that link and put it in the squad. I would have been here a little sooner, but I didn't see right away that Sally wasn't going to be able to do the show because I just didn't look at my messenger. And I remembered Valerie wasn't going to be able to do one. So, all right, let me go here. Copy this link. My computer takes its good natured time, but I'm used to that. So, hi Hank, how you doing? I'm still getting things set up over here. I'm over here on my other screen here, the YouTube page, waiting for it to cooperate, so I can get this link here. Bambi, stop, please, stop. Okay, so let's go to share. Go lay down. Go on. Go in your bed. Oh, she's driving me crazy. I keep telling her to go lay down. She goes lay down for about 2 seconds, then she comes back. Like, was that long enough? No. All right. Let's copy that. Everything's so slow. All right, let me go to with this new Facebook page on the computer. It's a little I'm gonna go find everything now. It's like I don't know where everything's at. I think they're trying to make it look like the phone app, and I don't like it. I don't like all the bubbliness to it. I don't like all the bubbliness. I just want my groups. Where the heck are my groups? Oh, Lordy days. Okay, let me click on you there. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Good morning. I'm still trying to get the link from the YouTube page here.
Okay, I won't be able
Let's see.
in the Department of Motor Vehicles.
I can't. I don't like this new Facebook page that they've done. I don't like it at all. I can't find the where you go to find your groups. Aha,
Mm.
there we are. What? What the heck? I didn't do that. I'm trying to get my YouTube's gone crazy. It's unmuted itself. I didn't do that. So, tis crazy. Tis
What are you
crazy.
putting the link to the YouTube side?
On the in the squad page when I find it.
Okay.
I got the copied. I just got to find the group. Facebook's it's a little slow popping up. Let's see. Not groups I manage. Crazy. Well, at least they give you an option to search for it now.
Mm-hmm.
Tells you how much I get on the PC side of Facebook. I usually only get on there to get the link for the show. Let's see. There it is. 13s. Looks like it might be just me and you today, Todd.
Possibility because
Everybody's got stuff
Valerie
to do,
and
so
Sally and Maggie, all three of them are either doing some or don't feel good.
there we go. That's okay.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Did you put the YouTube side up in a squad?
Yep, I got it. Just now got it up in the squad, so we good. Finally.
So probably get a few more come in to listen to our banter.
Yeah, now maybe my dog will leave me alone for a few minutes. She's driving me crazy. I was gonna try to get away
Or
without holding her.
It's usually not the case with you and her.
I know she's always in here. Well, I think I think she got mad at me. She's left. Oh no, there she is. She's over in her dog bed. She's pouting. She must have sensed you're saying that, Hank, because right here she is. Hold on, you little fart. Okay, come on. I like that little thing on Star Wars, Jabba the Hutt off thing that goes, yeah. He laughs all the time.
That's one of my favorite characters from that episode.
I know.
I like him better than Princess Leia and her little bikini thing she had on.
I think that was George Lucas just wanting to see her in next to nothing.
It could be.
I think that was all. Because any other time she was fully dressed except for that particular one.
Yeah.
Yep, she was waiting. There you go. You might as well say hi to everybody since you're like stuck to me. You little gordito.
Yeah. Not too many people on the YouTube side.
Not yet. They will be, maybe, since I put it in the chat.
It's just the Me, You, and Hank show.
And Bambi. Yeah.
Me, You, and Hank show. I suppose we could put it in a couple of other Facebook groups.
Oh yeah. Oh goodness. Oh.
I don't know which one.
So how was your weekend, Todd? A lot of sales?
Oh, it was real good.
I had 12.
Yeah, pretty good sales.
Mr. Sadie. Good morning, Mr. Sadie. How are you? Ugh.
There's Mr. Sadie. Yeah, I got about real steady, good sales.
Mm-hmm. I tell you what, I've been selling used DVDs like crazy here lately. I've been lotting them all together rather than trying to sell them like one at a time. And
Yeah.
they sell better when you put about 12 or 15 together.
Well, I see other sellers doing that.
Yeah. I mean, it's if you can get them for like I got like 300 some for like $40. So it's really a deal I couldn't pass up. And then yesterday I bought those Stampin' Up! Rubber stamps. I got 40 some sets of them, plus all the little rollers and all that for, I think, $42. There's two great big Cheesecake Factory bags full of them. I was like, dang, on. I think there's more there than she was telling me, but I'm not complaining. I've worked on her for a while. I got those off of that neighborhood app. I posted on there like Part-Time Picker did. I posted that I'm an eBay seller looking for inventory, and she contacted me and said I have some Stampin' Up! Stamps, and I'm like, well, how much do you want for them? And she was wanting $5 a set. I said, I can't do that. I said, most generally, your most common ones barely sell for that. I said, then you got to take out all your fees and stuff like that. So I said, I don't normally pay more than $1 for them at the thrift shop for a set. I said, if they're more than that, I just leave them there. I said, because they try to get away with selling just the stamps themselves for $1 and they won't sell. But when they start lotting them together. So I said, when they come together as a set, I won't pay more than $1 for them. So she's like, well, I don't think I can do that, because she wanted $150 or something like that, or $200 for all of them. I'm like, I said,
well, it's hard to blame the sellers of those because they cost so much.
I know. And that's what I told her, because she sent me a screenshot. She said, well, these sold for $75. I said, no, that's what the seller is asking, $75 for those. I said, and I told her how to do the solds and the comps. I said, go over on your left side of your computer and look up the sold and completed and compare prices that way. Then you'll see what they're actually going for. I said, and look up individual ones. Well, 2 weeks went by and she contacted me yesterday, and or day before yesterday, she said, I'll give them to you for $1 a piece. She said, I'm sick of looking at them. So I went and got them. So she must have did a little bit of
Yeah, most of the time I won't ever hear back from somebody whenever I do something like that. But once in a while, people finally hey, this is not such a bad deal to be doing.
Right. Well, that's, and they like she probably did. She probably got to looking and realizing that she wasn't going to get what she wanted for them unless she sold them herself on eBay. And that's what I told her. I said, I buy low and sell high. I said, that's how I make my money. I said, I know what those go for. I said, I try to stay away from them for the most part because I don't make a lot of money off of them unless I am able to sell them as a set. I said, you can go to the thrift shop and they got a big, huge box of loose ones and they don't move. They don't go anywhere. So I thought about going in one day and offering like $150 for that huge box and just putting them all together. But to see if they would bite. So, because I know I would make my money back easily by lotting them together. So, because usually if you can lot 5 or 6 of the same style together or whatever, you can get $4 or $5 a set for them. But if you can get them for like a couple pennies a piece, not too bad. So, but I remember they used to be hot item back in the day, because I bought Lonnie bought some that were like in CD cases, and he sold through those. And I had bought some a couple years ago like that. I got them at a church rummage sale, but I got them in a bag for like $5 for all of them. There was like 30 or 40 of those little cases. And I was able to sell some of them for $15 a piece. Most of them sold for like $6.99 or something like that, because some of them weren't even opened yet. But still, I made my money back. But that's one of those hit or miss things, I think.
I had about 40 or 50 of those once, and I was surprised. I get them moved. I still made money, but it wasn't as near as much as I thought they were going to be. I mean, you look at the retail prices, and then I was going, "Ooh,
I know,
I can get half of that. I'll be doing good."
I can't believe people pay that much for them.
Can't. I know.
And then, then when they do, like that lady, she thought she would get at least half of what she paid for them. That's dropped. You can't get that out of them anymore. So, not like they used to.
And those things, they're pretty good to resell because they just don't wear out. I mean, they get used very little.
Right. And teachers buy them up too. For their classrooms.
I guess you just clean them and reuse them and over and over.
Yep, they're very durable. But scrapbooking is kind of falling away along the wayside too. That's, because I used to buy up those, what they call the Sizzix or whatever, all the embossing tools. You would find those at the thrift shop. I'd find them new in the box and think, oh yeah, I'm going to really do good with these. I do better with the actual punch that you can get than I do with anything else. If I find a bag of punches, I can sell them individually and make more than what I paid for.
I got one of those little machines with a crank handle sitting at the bottom of my death pile in there. I need to get it out and get it moved.
I had one too, and I let it go. I did sell a brand new set of embossing plates to them, but I think I paid $1 for them, and I think I got $7 or $8 for them after shipping and all that. But it sat forever before somebody bought it. So
yeah.
But these,
I was digging through my games.
I seen you had that Veronica game, Codex. That's for GameCube. We did good on that one.
I couldn't believe that.
I totally forgot about that game. I'd play. Well, I didn't have a GameCube back then. I had not Xbox, but PlayStation, and I think it was only released for the GameCube that I can remember. So.
No, I've got it on. I've also got it on. What else have I got it on?
PlayStation or
Let's
Xbox?
See. Dreamcast,
yeah. Which that system didn't go over all that great for some reason. I don't have one.
Yeah, this is the same exact game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But on Code Veronica. 2-disc set. And this one's worth $50 if I have the case and manual. I still haven't found that.
Well, hopefully you do.
So that one that I sold, I was lucky I found the game, and then I looked at it and went, holy crap, I did some, and I found the case and the manual. I was like, yes.
Well, hopefully you find the case.
It sold within 30 minutes for $100.
That's awesome. Don't you just love that? It's like, bam, woohoo. Well, that's like that.
It's like
That where I shop on the neighbor, or get on the
so I need to
neighborhood
find the case.
for that one.
I need to find the case and manual for this Dreamcast one.
Oh yeah, it's worth 50.
And then this, yeah, it's selling around the $50 mark.
Ooh.
And I keep finding this one, Castlevania for PlayStation.
Oh, my nephew would, if he doesn't have that, he would love that one.
If I can find the case and manual for this, there's solds in the $80 to $100 range.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why that's so popular.
Probably 40.
Wow, that's awesome. I don't know why it's so popular.
Some of them, I think it's because collectors want a full set of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the games, they just didn't make as many of them.
Because that originally came out for Nintendo, Castlevania.
So even though it's not rare,
and it's
not a rare game, it's
just different, I guess. But that's a lot of people's favorite game for some reason. They love that game. I myself didn't care for it. It was all right. But I'm a huge.
As is, it's probably $4.
Yeah. Hopefully you find the case and manual for that one too.
Yeah. And that's kind of been the problem with a lot of this stuff. There's so scattered in. I still got like 20 boxes of stuff and just
wow.
A case over here and a game over here and I got Resident Evil. Yes, and I got the case. No, it's it's PlayStation and an Xbox. It'll be two different game systems.
Yeah.
So you're like, well, crap.
Resident Evil Director's Cut was one of my favorites. That was for PlayStation 1.
Some of those too.
That was for PlayStation 1. Those always had jump scares in them, and that's what I loved about that game, because you'll be walking along playing the game, all of a sudden a giant spider comes out of the wall, or a snake comes out, and it, with the controllers have the where they vibrate. It's a jump scare. It scares you. That's what makes it fun. So I mean, it's and my favorite one of all the whole franchise is Resident Evil 4. That's always been, the top one for me. It's the scariest, it's the hardest to me, and the funnest. I played that through several times. But the old Director's Cut, I used to play that, and my kids would sit there and laugh at me because I'd be playing it and I'll woo, because I get scared, and then I get mad and kick the head off a zombie, They'd laugh at me, thinking that was funny. They'd sit there and just watch me play that for hours.
Yeah. I haven't played video games since, I played a bunch of StarCraft on
I
PC.
remember that game.
Gosh, that's been 20 years ago or more.
Uh-huh.
And we played some of the Lara Croft.
Tomb Raider. I could never play those because of the graphics. I'd get motion sickness. They would make me sick. And that's one of my favorite. Yeah. I love those movies, but I could never play the games.
And I couldn't stand to watch my oldest boy play the same game as me because he would zip through stuff so fast. And
my son's the same way.
I was like,
so
dang, you play it so much different than me. You could tell his mind just worked in a different zone than mine did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Both my kids were like that. They were like, "Here, watch this." I'm like, "Oh, don't move the screen so fast."
I know.
I'm like, "Oh," I said, "I can't watch you guys play. You make me sick." Because my daughter, she likes to play video games. I mean, she's a girly girl, but she loves her video games. and then my son. So they both had, and then they would play together. They both had Xboxes, but they wouldn't play in the same room. One would be across the hall playing on theirs, and he'd be on his room playing his. It's like, why don't you just play the same one together? She says, because I don't want to get out of my bed. Like, good Lord. They play, split screen, but they'd sign in onto the other's account and play that way. I'm like, okay, whatever. You guys are weird.
Mhm.
Of course, now they have the multiplayer gaming where, thousands of people can play together. So that's always fun.
Yeah.
Good Lord, Bambi.
That's
You can sleep.
fun about that StarCraft. You could have like 6 people playing from
different places.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been
The
playing
players
it.
that didn't have the DSL
Yeah.
would get grabbed out by the other players because they had to wait on them,
There was one called,
They would glitch the game if they weren't.
Was it called Seven Quest or something like that? I forget what it was. It was a computer game. Can't remember what it was. Mr. Say says, I played Donkey Kong with my aunt on Nintendo. She got addicted and had wrist issues.
They can give you a carpal tunnel, and they can give you eye strain, and they can,
Oh,
You
yeah.
can't just.
I remember what I
I
bought.
thought when I got all this stuff that I would be down rabbit holes all the time testing games,
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Now, I do test mine, but
stick them on the plug and
I have a system for just about every game over next door. Plus, I have my own personal collection here. So if I didn't have a system, I can bring it over here and test it. So,
Yeah.
Which Teresa says, you just set that over there so you could go play video games.
No, it's testing. It's
I
testing.
have to test them. I got to see if I can at least play through to the next level. So,
No, I don't test them that far. I just pretty much do the opening credits and then the first. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll play for a few minutes. Sometimes if it gets interesting, I might play through to the next level and then turn it off. But most part, I can't play first person anyway because of I get the motion sickness. So I usually just let it go to make sure it opens and goes, all the controls work and all that when it's that kind of game. So
Sadie goes around messing up his elderly relatives.
when I got my first Nintendo, I had Mario Brothers and I had Wheel of Fortune, because we lived in a podunk town. There wasn't a whole lot. It wasn't a big store, so it was a Van Lunen's. That was our department store. So they didn't have a whole lot of electronics and a whole lot of games and stuff. So I got what they had that I thought, well, that'd be fun. Well, I come home and I hear Mom in here. I hear my game, and she's in here playing. I'm like, what are you doing? She's in there playing Wheel of Fortune. I didn't even think she could figure it out. She figured it out on her own.
Yeah. But yeah, a bunch of this Sadie's like, I don't test. I just wait for
returns.
But it's like I have the
PSP.
Yeah. And I've got a pretty good stack of games here.
See, those would be hard to test. You would have to have a PSP to test those.
Yeah, you'd have to have a PSP. So I'll probably just
lot them all together.
Up titles a little bit and then lot them.
Mm-hmm.
Done pretty good with lotting up games so far.
Yeah, I like getting. I've sold through almost all my games that I got with that DVD buy I just did a while back, and then I'm almost out. They go quickly. I know that. What is that?
Let me ask you what you would do on stuff like this. Okay. These are GameStop rentals. Used to be GameStop rentals.
Uh-huh.
So this is the GameStop. They put
I
all their games in these kind of packages, and I guess they threw away all the original packaging.
yeah.
But then they're no manuals, so all you get's the game. So
I would maybe.
and I don't mind lotting these up, but the added weight of the GameStop game, I'm thinking I could get a bigger percentage of money selling if I just take
Take
these
them out,
games
yeah,
out and just sell the discs.
and maybe put them in a jewel case.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I would do that. Or put them in a jewel case or something instead, or in a sleeve, a paper, a thick paper sleeve like they have.
Yeah.
And then
I got tons of those blank paper sleeves. I probably have 2,000 blank paper sleeves.
I would put them in that, and then maybe like rubber band them together, and then wrap them in bubble wrap and throw them in a, well, not a box. You try to get them as light as possible. So, but yeah,
I figured out you can only sell 6 games like this and still get them in a bubble mailer.
Oh yeah,
and that's $7.52 to mail, but I could put 10 together and still get them out first class.
Right.
So I can make
because most collectors they don't want the boxes from GameStop. They would prefer to just have the disc if they can get it. So, the only added advantage of those is protection. That's it. Because
great minds think alike. So I was just wanting to bounce that off of you guys to see what you thought.
Yeah. I mean, that's with me. I mean, it would just be an added protection thing, and that's it. Because my personal preference, I usually when I get them like that, I take them out and put them in a like a video game, or not video game, but a DVD holder or CD holder with the the pages and the sleeves. That's where my games go, and I get rid of if it's not the actual case, I get rid of it and just put them in there. So.
But I'm darn sure that these that came from GameStop originally, I do not have the original manual or empty cases for.
Those were probably trade-ins, and that's why they're in that. Because, they take a lot of trade-ins, and a lot of times those trade-ins don't have the original case or manual, and they don't pay a lot for trade-ins like that either. I think you get...
I'm sure not.
You probably get like 10 or 15 cents when you bring them in like that. So it's really not worth trading them in unless you have a bunch. So, but that's one thing you could do if you ever wanted the new PlayStation 5 for somebody. You got enough stuff right there to take and trade in. And say, hey, let's trade all this for a PlayStation 5.
So, and I haven't even started on all the wires and controllers. And
that's where I make a lot of money. I sell controllers all the time because they wear out faster than anything else, I think. And being a gamer myself, I've gone through several myself. So, and if I can get a good deal on them online, I usually buy them that way. So. And I've seen kids. My son was hard on controllers. I mean, he's like, they'd be making all kinds of noises. And 3 months down the line, he's like, "Well, I gotta go buy another controller." Well, what'd you do?
Broke the little spring underneath that toggle.
Yeah. Because
it's easy to do because you get a lot of those games will make you.
You're not really paying attention to what you're actually doing because you're so focused on what's going on the screen that you don't realize how hard you're hitting those buttons.
Yeah, it's like you're driving one of those cars around a track
Mm-hmm.
And man, you're slamming on that gas pedal, like, or
like it's gonna make
brakes,
it go faster.
yeah, or
Well, thank you, Shannon. Oh, hi, Cindy. How you doing? I'm just kind of popping over and looking in the Shannon and Cindy and Swamp Picker. How you doing there, Swampy? Glenn, Mr.
Glenn.
Sadie, Hank.
Glenn, did you get to any garage sales yesterday? I bet there's still not very many even in Louisiana. There were only 3 in the whole town of Waco yesterday. I mean, Waco. I think there were 2 garage sales and 1 estate sale, so I didn't even go.
I didn't get to go to none of them. My weekend was already planned out before I even woke up. And I didn't plan it. So, but that's okay. But I did get some other stuff done.
I hate to keep changing the subject, but
that's quite all right.
You're such an easy ear.
Oh, that's
so
cute.
I got like 50 of these figurines. I already showed them a little bit, right?
Uh-huh.
My youngest boy was here. He saw these out, and I was listing them. He said, "Dad, you realize you're selling little white farm kids for money, right?"
You said, "Yep."
He's a little fart. And every one of them's got the same 2 farm kids. It's Debbie and what's the other one's name? Debbie and Danny. Or Debbie and Dumbass. Anyway, Debbie and Danny.
They remind me of the C-Spot Run kids.
Yeah. And his hat is in every one of them. And her little pink bow is on every one of them. Huh. And they always have rolls on. Anyway, I had a buyer contact.
Uh-huh.
He said, "How much for all of them?" I was like, dang. I'm spending all this time, all listings. I don't even know if I want to sell them that way. Because I'd have to take, I've probably spent 5-6 hours at least on these things already.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to pull all those listings and put them in one big lot and then
relist them.
Rephoto and relist them just for him.
I wouldn't do that. That's a lot of work that you've put, time and work that you put into it. I mean, if he wants
something, if I throw him an offer, it's only 50% of what I could get otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be right back. Hang on.
Oh, Bambi's a snoozing, so. Oh. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I would do that. That's too much time and effort you put into it so far. So. Oh, I got my backup coffee cup here. I'll make a second cup in my little thermo cup. That way I don't have to get up between the show and go get more coffee. But I'm left-handed, and you see who's in my left hand. So I'll have to turn around the other way. But yeah. Trying to get all my stuff together so I can eventually have that jewelry show too. So,
So you wouldn't break
no, I would. I mean, it's like I have all that Sorry, my hair's driving me crazy. I have all that Gone with the Wind stuff, and I put a lot of time and effort into listing all that, and I had a lot of it. And somebody wanted to know what I wanted for it. I said, you can go on and make me an offer. I said, but between what I, average what I pay myself, because for my time invested in it and all the research and all that, I said, I probably wouldn't go lower than half of what the asking price is. So that's just the way I look at it.
Well, what Mr. Lady said makes a lot of sense.
Tell him to offer what he wants.
I didn't. They're all just buy it now.
Yeah. See, that's what I do. If they want to buy a few of them, it's like I had one lady bought 6 pieces, and she said, I'll go ahead, and she offered me on each one what she wanted to offer for each one, and I accepted. And I said, what I'll do, I said, you go ahead and pay for all 6 pieces plus shipping, and then I will combine it all into one box, and then I usually give her the difference of the shipping, because it's only one shipping price rather than 6. So that's how I do it.
Yeah.
Rather than take them all down, because that's just a pain in the butt, especially if you're not home, and you don't want to lose a sale. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I don't want to have to sit there and, have to run home and do all this, and just like make me an offer on each one, and then we'll go from there. So
yeah,
that's what I would do. And then you can, however many boxes it takes, and figure out what the shipping is going to be.
For this particular buyer, an easy combined shipping in Texas, so it's a little cheaper to ship.
Yeah, because you got to think too. Do they have their original boxes?
No.
So you have.
They got all their hang tags.
Yeah, you have to, and if you don't have,
they don't have the box.
Unless you have the 6x4x4, some of them would fit in those boxes, but you still have to wrap each one individually, and with tissue paper and bubble wrap and all that. So you got to figure all that cost in there too. So
right, like that one with the tractor yesterday for $14.95 plus ship tops. I hate to make all those little things and not get that for those.
Right. I love selling little stuff like that, because sometimes it sits for a little bit, but sometimes it sells as quickly as you can list it. So, and it's like with the Gone with the Wind. When I first started the first time I listed it, it didn't move at all, and so we took it back down. I'd listed it from my sister's house, and we took it all back down. And then that following summer, she said, just come get all of it. You can have it. She says, I'm trying to downsize. She says, if you can sell it, you can keep the money. And she says, because, the longer it sits here, she says, I'm only going to keep a few pieces for the grandkids and just take the rest. It's like, all right. So started listing it, and it sat for about a month. And then all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. Well, here it started getting closer to the 80th anniversary of the movie. So people were looking for pieces, to collect. And I've sold almost all of it. I probably had well over 150 pieces of Gone with the Wind stuff. So, and I've got 6 or 7 pieces left. So, something like, and then
a bunch of these figurines are Christmas ones or Thanksgiving ones. So it may take a few months to get all this stuff moved, but there's Craig.
But list it now. Some people might say, hey, I don't have that piece. I need that piece. So I'll have it for my decorations, because some people, they may just decorate with just nothing but that. You got the people that do the snow babies. You got the people that do the Boyd bears. You got the people that do, like for me, weird and stuff, I mean, I've got Nightmare Before Christmas, and I've got Star Wars Christmas stuff, and so it's like, oh, I need that.
Look at that. Sadie had a $200 day, and he hadn't been.
Wow.
That's crazy. He does that every once in a while. You just go,
Mhm.
dang, I had a good day. What happened there?
I know.
There's just no rhyme or reason.
It's like I hadn't been able to list for a couple of days, and I listed. Let's see, I hadn't listed since the 8th, and I didn't get back to list until the 15th because I keep track of how much I list and what I, all that. And all of a sudden, but all through that time, I had no problem with sales. I was like, and any other time, it's you got a list to sell. It's just.
Mm-hmm.
I told Teresa, I said, eBay is a fickle beast. She's hot one minute, cold the next. I said, and then sometimes it's on fire and you can't put it out.
It's amazing to me.
Hi, Land Shark. How you doing?
The speed at which different game you're selling.
Mm-hmm.
Like the N64 games have been flying out of here.
Oh, yeah.
I hardly have any left now.
I've got a few here that I'm tempted to sell because I don't play them. I got them in a bulk buy for myself. I thought, but they're my son-in-law plays them, so it's like, do I sell them or do I just give them to him?
Yeah.
Oh, but
the Xbox games, God, you have to go twist somebody's arm to go one of those sold. I don't know what this is.
I know the Kinect.
They just nobody plays Xbox or anything or what?
Well, I just sold the whole system. I got off of I got the Xbox 2 controllers, memory card, all the connections, and I allotted 5 games that I had, and it's the original Microsoft Xbox system, the very first Xbox. You sneezing?
Yeah.
And I got it for free from that neighborhood app and sold it for $175. And it. I put it on and it was on for maybe 3 days, and next thing I know, it's gone. Well, ew, really? You sneeze on me, then you
my boy tested 4 different Xbox consoles. And only one of them worked. So it's like,
you can sell them for parts too. Lot them together.
And the one that worked had parental control code on it.
Oh.
So I don't know how you get rid of that.
And he look on YouTube.
He couldn't figure it out.
There's probably some sort of hard reset.
So without the code.
Yeah. Without the code, it's kind of useless, really. So
you can actually. I'm sure it's set to where you couldn't play it or anything like that. So you're like stuck.
It would be a kids only system, children only. But there might be a hard reset feature that you might be able to do to bypass all that. I'm sure somewhere down the line somebody's had a code and forgot it, and somebody's had to have done a video sooner or later of how to reset it. It might be.
I'll have to learn more about it, I guess.
Yeah.
I never used an Xbox. I don't know.
I've got Xbox 360, and an Xbox One, and all the other gaming systems. And my PlayStation is probably my favorite. I don't know why, but I always play the PlayStation. But like I said, I'm a collector, so if I decide, because some games come out on one system that won't come out on another. So that's one drawback I have in all the different systems. Because they were only exclusive to certain ones. I know for a long time, you could only play, I think it was Tomb Raider on Xbox. PlayStation didn't have it. And all of a sudden they start having it. So. And I think Halo is a Xbox exclusive game too. I'm not sure. They might be for PlayStation now, but Bampers.
Yeah, my oldest boy went through every Halo. Oh, he's got a
Ooh,
safe.
somebody got a cha-ching. Get it? Can you lay down here for a minute? My arms are going to sleep.
Yep.
Lay right there.
Nintendo 64, a lot of Tim games.
That's
There
awesome.
it is.
Lay right
40
here.
bucks.
No. Lay down here. No.
I tell you, I'm just about out of Nintendo 64 games. Those things went fast.
Uh-huh. Bambi.
Looks like those GameCube games will go good, but I got to play simple manuals and
Yeah, they do
stuff.
well. I like GameCube. And what's good about GameCube games is you can also play them in the Nintendo Wii. If it's set up, the Wii has to have the 4 spots for the GameCube controllers. And if it has that, you're I don't know if you know that or not, but if you have any Wii systems that have on the side, it has 4 ports on one side. Those are for GameCube controllers. So if you go to list those, you could put that they're GameCube game compatible. So that's another way you could test GameCube games is with one of those Wii consoles. So if you have the controllers and all that.
Yeah, I've got a Wii console. I need to look at it and see if it's got that.
Yeah. Because that's one way to. Because there's a lot of
I probably don't have any
controllers. Oh, I'd say you
probably don't have any GameCube controllers though.
You might. They're real weird looking. I think.
Yeah, there's.
I think they look like a. I don't know. They're kind of weird shape. But
What's a slip clock?
What's a what?
Sadie just had sold a 1944 slave clock. I didn't know they had slaves in 1944.
Slave clock and a Harley Sportster seat. I have a Harley Softail kickstand and spring, brand new in a pack. Put it on and it hasn't gone anywhere. I was like, ah. My neighbor gave it to me because he ordered the wrong one. He said, "Here, sell this and give me enough money to buy some beer."
Why are they calling it a slave?
What is a slave clock? I've never heard of it.
It just looks like a wall clock. I'm sitting here. You got me down this rabbit hole. Now I'm looking up.
Yeah, you'll have to look. My hands are full. I've got a little 4-legged gordito right here.
Yeah. Let's see.
Bambi. Sorry.
It just looks like a plain wall clock. It just looks like a vintage wall clock to me. Why are they calling it a slave clock?
You hit my hand, weirdo. Well, that's what happens if you're going to lay there. You got coffee dripped on you.
Yeah, Sadie, I've gotten 2 or 3 different motorcycle seats out of storage units. They're slow sellers for me. I don't know. Maybe it has to be the Harley ones. Just the design, huh? That's just what they call them.
Oh, mercy.
So,
Yeah, I've never heard of it. Never heard of it. So is everything opening up where you guys are all at? All your restaurants and stuff? Ours have opened up to outside seating only. Still not allowed to go inside.
Yeah, so they've opened restaurants to low capacity.
Yeah. Then they
and all the condiments are in packets.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
You cannot have salt shakers at a table or ketchup bottles or
Nothing like that.
or
They're even doing
basketball
disposable menus.
menus, and the servers all have to wear a mask.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's the way it is here. They shut down parts of town down in Cincinnati for the for a few hours in the evening for the restaurants that are on the main strip, so that people could go and eat if they want. They have certain parts of the road shut down. They did the same thing in Lebanon here for some of the little restaurants right there on the main drag. They shut down Main Street. So, but I just wonder how long that's going to last. How long that's going to be the norm. So,
Yep.
it's crazy. And then they're opening everything back up, and they're still wanting you to vote through the email for the presidential thing. I don't agree with that. Too many things could go wrong with that email voting or online voting.
That's true.
Too many hackers and stuff like that. I think they should just, if we can go to Walmart and go to Home Depot and stand in line there, then we can stand in line to vote. That's the way I look at it. Oh, Bambers.
Yeah, they've opened up here in town. All the antique mall reopened.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a couple little antique malls downtown, and the jewelry store opened. Like, I don't give a dang. He doesn't even wear a mask. He says, I only get one or two customers in here at a time, so I'm just open.
Mm-hmm. Our flea market.
The bank lobby is still closed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you got business in bank, like you want to ask for a loan,
Mm-hmm.
they will allow you to come into the lobby to go to one of the like loan officer office and take on your loan or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the indoor clerk counter, they're all still shut down.
Yeah, ours is to our inside banks. We can use the ATM, and it's like Teresa's trying to open a second account to compensate for when we go to manage payments. And she tried to open it online, and it's not working. So now they said we could come in, but it would have to be scheduled, because their bank. I don't know what they call them. They're not tellers. I guess they're what they call the product services personnel.
Yeah.
They have to schedule them to come in to be able to do that. So, well, we've got until July 15th, I think, before it switches over. So we can maybe wait another couple of weeks and see if they open the banks completely up, so we can go in and take care of it that way. Oh, I gotta go.
Anyway.
Yeah. I don't want to do that. I gotta go Wednesday for a sleep study. See if I have sleep apnea or not. Which I'm pretty sure I do. That's probably why I'm tired all the time. I don't get enough sleep.
Check in with my cardiologist. Go ahead and give me my back that they canceled. Back part.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do it's a consultation for me, and then they're going to set up the sleep study, I guess, after that. So that ought to be interesting. I can't sleep when I'm away from home anyway, so I don't know how good that's going to go. If I'm not my own house, I don't sleep. very well. So you're gonna have to lay
Yeah,
down there,
I'm
Bambi. You're
usually
killing
that
me
way
here.
too.
So, oh goodness, you can lay right there. It's not gonna kill you. You don't have to be right up under my chin. You're lay down there. You're still on my lap. She's like looking at me like, "Would you please stop waking me up?" And here she comes, Bambi.
Yep.
If I sit in my chair in the living room, she's right up in right here, just like this. As soon as I sit down, she'll sit there and wait for me to sit down in my chair tonight, so she can get up on my lap. It's like, honey, you're a little close.
Well, that was. I hate
And
doing
she never
that.
used to be like this until, I mean, not this bad until after I had my surgery. So it's like, good Lord. Am I dying
That's
or
funny.
something? There's something I don't. Oh, and she's not light. Since she's been fixed, she's gained like 5 pounds. It's like carrying my bowling ball around. She's every bit. I mean, I threw a 16-pound ball, and she's pretty close to weighing 16 pounds for a Chihuahua or weenie dog. Chiweenie. That's pretty chunky.
Yeah. Oh, so
Goodness.
do you ever zone listing? Like you sit down to list and and nothing distracts
Yeah, oh yeah.
you. And I got
You just everything kind of you block everything out and just do it. I try that. I can't though. I used to be able to do
yeah,
that. I can do it next door when there's no distractions, and I get a lot done over there. Over here,
it's
you
like
see.
it's like these figurines. You just change the pictures and change the titles, and
Mm-hmm.
man, you just list, and you're like,
Yeah.
got a lot done. But you
You,
didn't really compare to,
I do that with
if
these
you list
DVD
a box
ones.
and
I do like templates. I'll do like, or what they call the copy, or make a copy of your draft. It's like, because I've been lotting them in DVDs in lots of 12. So all I do is I copy that draft, and I've got like 6 lots. So I'll have 6 drafts, and I just go in and change the title a little bit and, description of what movies they are, and boom, done.
yep.
And when I'm not distracted, I can get a lot of that done. But the bad thing is I got to sit and make sure they play. So I'll throw them in my computer and see if they come on. And then if not, then I have to run them through the cleaner or the repair. So that's the only bad thing about that, but about doing DVDs. But this thing cleans game discs too, so that'll be a plus. Huh. And we got plenty to do. I almost went and bought a Gaylord full of it, had over 1,800 DVDs in it, and they were all used. I almost did it. I thought, where am I going to put it? Because I have nowhere to put that many.
Yes, Sadie. Sadie needs more people to die so he can go source. That's in my realm of consciousness right now. I've got so much to list. God.
It's
But
hard
Sadie
though.
says he's almost out of stock.
It's hard when you have a lot to list, a lot of stuff, and you still. It's like right now, I want to go to the thrift shop. I've got so much I need to get done, but I want to go buy more. And I don't need it. I've got plenty to keep me busy for months. So
Yeah, I got all that jewelry from John, and
I
I
do
just
too. I got
want.
jewelry. I got DVDs. I got home interior wall hangings. I've got sports memorabilia, Hollywood memorabilia. I mean, all kinds of stuff. It's like,
I'll be right
oh,
back.
I got a whole clothing rack of clothes. And nope, find something else. Dead people stuff again. Yeah, I was looking on, I think it's estatesales.com, and there was like one estate sale over the weekend, and it was an hour away. I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna drive an hour away for that. I want it to be close. So, oh, you're killing me, Bambi. That's all she wants to do is lay here and sleep and snore. Chunky monkey here. Oh. So I hope we have another good week of sales. It hasn't stopped really, hasn't slowed down a whole lot. So I'm happy with that. Oh, it's crazy. Oh, mercy. Okay, you cannot be doing that this close under my nose. That's not fair. You need to warn somebody before you do that. Oh my God. That's not funny. She's so rude. Oh, thank you. Do you need to go outside or something? Ooh. Oh my goodness. That's not funny. That was very, very rude. No, you just want. Lordy days. Need a little air freshener. Shoo. Stanky. Oh, that made my eyes water.
Yep.
Don't mind the smell, but it burns my eyes. Oh, dogs are stinky. Popped one off right under my nose. Oh, why for such a little dog?
Yuck.
Why are the little ones the worst ones?
Yep.
It's like, woo.
Boston Terrier can stink us out. That's for sure.
Phew. That's like Benji. He's so light and skinny, and you think he was a human. The way he pops him off is like, what was that? And he's like, he's looking at his butt like, did that come out of me?
Yeah. Little scallywag.
Yeah. It's like, oh. Like, I know what we feed you, and it don't smell like that. We put it in a bowl.
Funny, Laurie. Oh, man.
Oh, good Lord. No, I can't hold both of you. It ain't happening. He got groomed, so finally. He was starting to get dreadlocks. His hair was getting so long. Here, why don't you go down there and play with Bubby for a little bit? Go down there and play. At least for a couple of minutes, give my arms a rest. Lordy days. And they're like little children, they want your attention constantly. And good Lord, they're
Yeah.
jealous of each other.
Yeah, they are.
Hi, Texas Val. How you
So funny when Gwen's home, dogs want to be around her, but when she's gone, they won't leave me alone.
doing? Uh-huh.
So
They're like constantly looking. Good, they both went out the room. Drive me crazy. I'll be glad when Teresa's done with her project. Whew. Drive me crazy. She's got a few more things to do in there and she'll be done with that one. This weekend
yeah,
she's
Sadie, Texas is
opening up slowly.
opening up bit by bit. Yeah. Gwen and her mom went and got their nails done 4 days ago. So
I know it's made me think of. You remember the movie? Was it the first Batman with Jack Nicklaus when he was putting stuff in all the shampoo and stuff, and then the reporters were their hair was all disheveled and having to do their own makeup. They're afraid to put makeup on. That's what it reminded me of. All these
yeah,
people not being
yeah,
able to get their makeup and hair done.
yeah. Somebody had a great old big pimple or something.
Yeah, forehead. Yeah, which I was like, oh, I don't do my nails and I don't wear makeup anymore, so I quit doing all that. I used to when I was younger. As you get older, it's like,
Yeah, I think that just goes by personality. There's no wrong or
Now my sister will not leave the house without makeup. She gets up to go put some makeup on to go sit and watch TV.
yeah.
I was like, who's gonna see you? Here, you want to say hi? Come here. Oh, here he is.
There's
He wants to
Texas
say
Val.
hi. Tell him bye hi, because you're not staying very long. Yeah, hi. All right, go play. Go play.
Snowball.
Go play. Oh,
My wife got her toes done the other day. She keeps trying to get me to go, but I just can't do it.
go
I got a
away.
pair of clippers. As long as my gut doesn't get so big, I can't bend over and clip my own nails. I'm going to keep doing my own toes.
Here comes up the grinder.
Yeah.
You two go away. Oh, 40 days.
That might be easier. Just get out the Dremel and go to work on my toes.
Yes, old Sanders. Let's go lay down. Oh, I hit my finger with the Dremel the other day. When we went and put the new dryer vent in. It kept catching, so I had to go get the Dremel and go around the siding a little bit and get some of the burrs off of it. And it caught my finger and burnt in. I was like, oh! So I had it burns. Teresa's like, are you all right? It's like, yeah, I will be when it stops hurting.
I never will forget when my high school wood job teacher he was teaching us how to use a router, and he got his finger in it, and it just laid back shards of skin and flesh.
Ow, that had to hurt.
The first first 5 weeks of woodshop class was safety. You know, how
Mhm.
to treat the tools. And he said, "You remember all that safety stuff I taught you at the beginning of the semester?"
Yeah. Wow.
Man, we all thought he was going to pass out. Kleenex around it, and he was going to finish the class, but he was hurting so bad he finally sent one of the classmates down to the office to get the principal to watch his class while he went to the doctor.
Yeah. We had a girl running a drill press, and the girl was running the drill press, and she had her hair in a ponytail because she had long hair. Well, she went to put the part over. I guess she bent, and it caught her ponytail.
Oh,
I guess she swung because she had long hair, and when she swung around, she left the drill going like a dumb. You should not have done that to begin with. When you're going to move your part, she should have turned it off, moved the part, and then turned it back on. But she didn't. And when she swung around, it caught her hair and got up in the drill bit, drill press, and pulled most of it out of her scalp. It was bad. So I mean, it laid her scalp open. It's like, oh my god. So we had to cut her hair to get her out of the machine, out of the drill press.
Oh
and we had one guy wearing gloves. He cut the fingertips off the gloves. And you're still not supposed to wear gloves with a drill because they were like a cotton glove, kind of like what you get at Harbor Freight. And and because he was drilling aluminum pieces, and he got too close to that glove, and it caught that glove and twisted his hand up in there, and the drill bit went this way, like down into his hand this way, and his hand was all around the head of the drill press. That was a mess. Like, oh my god. It's like no matter how much safety you can teach people, they just don't seem to listen. They just don't.
Yeah.
It's like, do not do this.
I used to build forklift pallets and use air nailers, like brewers use.
Mm-hmm.
Except with just regular nails. And I remember I put a nail. It went through my glove, through this web on my skin here, went through that, and then through the other side of the glove and nailed my hand to the board.
I've done that. I got
help. So
I was working.
I'm just glad and something, man. But you're just put a board clunk clunk clunk, put a board clunk 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 with that air nailer, and you're man, I just got over a little bit and clunk. My head.
It's crazy. I've had.
Fortunately, they were just regular. They set up a 2x4 on each side and then put a board on top of it and got a hammer and pulled that nail out.
Wow.
And just a perfect hole right there. It didn't even scar anything after it healed up. It was just right there,
Oh, I've gotten a hole. Well, it's a scar, but I had a number 2 bit. I was running a screw, like a DeWalt screw gun, and it slipped off when it hit, I guess the screw hit, and it caused the bit to strip out or flip out, and it went straight into the webbing there in my thumb, and it almost come out this side. So we pulled that out, and I thought I got all the gunk out of it and dressed it up, and went back to work. And instead of going and getting stitches or getting it looked at like I should have, I woke up the next day and my thumb was like 10 times the size of what it normally was. So I ended up having to go to my doctor anyway, and she looked at it and she said, there's aluminum shards down in there, and it caused an infection because it had oil on it too from the parts and all that I was working on,
Mhm.
and it just got so infected. She had to sit there and squeeze that all out of there and clean that all out. And I'm screaming and hollering. I said, "Can't you at least numb it?" And then this finger's
Oh
crooked.
man.
I'm not giving you the finger, I promise, but this finger's, if you can see, it's crooked. It's got a knot on this one side.
Yeah.
I was holding we drilling with an 1/8 inch drill bit. They're not very big, and I was drilling a hole in a piece of aluminum. It was like a square easel leg, and they're hollow. And I put a center punch mark on it, but I guess it didn't take very good because the drill bit jumped off of that and snapped and went straight into my finger. And I'm standing there, I'm like, uh-oh. And I walk over to my boss. I said, I think I need to go to the ER. And he hits the floor. I was standing with a drill bit sticking out of both sides of my finger.
Oh my God.
So, and then my coworker's like, well, we could hook a drill up to it and back it back out. And I was like, no, I think I better go let it get done the right way, because I didn't know if it had gone through the bone or not. So I just know I couldn't bend that finger or nothing. So, but yeah, it didn't. It chipped the bone a little bit, but it didn't go through the bone. So I got lucky. But they had to sit there and they numbed it that time because they had to sit there with a pair of not pliers, but whatever tool they use, and just back it back out slowly.
Hmm.
Tord. You're welcome, Sally.
Yeah.
Sally says, thanks, Laurie and Tord.
Yeah. She has a headache, so I don't blame her.
Going back to bed.
Hmm.
You're welcome, Sally. I enjoy it. I might not be the most talkative person in the world, but hope you get the feeling better. I know what it's like. Teresa had a headache, a migraine day before yesterday. Oh, it was bad. And I don't get them. I used to get them all the time, and I haven't had a migraine in so long. But I think mine was due to stress from work. So I don't work there anymore. I don't get migraines. So I told Teresa, I said, come work
Dad
with me.
used to take muscle relaxers for his headaches. But how does that help a headache?
I don't know. Maybe it just,
But it did.
uh,
But
is the
we'd
brain
be sitting
considered a
there in
muscle?
church, and he'd be after the last song of the song service, and we got sat down for the beginning of the sermon, he would go instantly to sleep.
I know migraines are bad.
And he just told the pastor up front, hey, it's not that your sermons are boring. I'm on muscle relaxer, so
Yeah.
when I get calm, I just
Go to sleep. I used to have to cover my head with pillows, and when I was at work, I'd go upstairs in the plant manager's office and draw all the blinds and lay on the floor with my coat over my head. Because he had one of those office chairs up there where the cushions come off. So I would lay a cushion on the floor and lay my head on it and cover my head so it was completely black, and because I couldn't let any light in whatsoever. But it seemed like I only got them at work. I very rarely ever got them at home.
Sadie's wife always gets bad headaches, but it's only when he's around.
I think
I never have been one to get a lot of headaches.
I get sinus
Dad
headaches.
was a Santa Fe. Dad was a Santa Fe for 40 years, and the older he got, the worse he got those headaches. So I think the stress of all the years just finally had it up on him.
Oh, yeah, I haven't had a migraine in a long time. I just get the sinus headaches. Those are horrible in the morning. It's like, ugh. It's like my eyelids hurt. But
Mhm.
usually after I get up moving around and get in the shower and get the hot shower, then I take Flonase and all that starts releasing. My headache goes away. So
Mhm. So yeah,
I know Teresa can be a
any
headache
stress
sometimes.
much reselling. The biggest stress I have is like, where am I going to put this?
Yeah, I know. It's like I look on the marketplace all the time. I'm always looking on, liquidation sites. I'm thinking, God, that's so cheap. I can make some money on that. Then I'm thinking, where am I going to put everything? Because I really don't want to have to get a storage facility. Because that's the whole reason for what I have next door was to get away from all that. So I was like, I really don't want to have to do that. And then we were talking about stripping cars and buying cars for cheap and selling the parts. And it's like, well, the ones local, I would have to bring them here, and I've already been told I can't do that, so I would have to put them in a storage unit here to strip them, and then so unless I can find them closer to where Teresa's mom and dad live, because they live 45 minutes, almost an hour away. So it's like, so I know it's a good idea. It's just getting it the works, getting the details. Teresa's like, well, we can always rent a garage and do it that way. I'm like, yeah, but that's more than the storage unit. So, so I haven't decided what I'm going to do there yet. So I know there's money to be made there, especially with this, on imports. Because that one was a Jaguar. Would you go lay down, please? And I priced it all out and could have made $3,000 just on the parts for a $400 investment. So, but that car didn't last that long. Otherwise, I probably would have snuck it over here. So that's the only bad place about living in a community like this. There's just some things you're not allowed to do. They don't even like you working on your own car here, but what are you going to do if you got to have a car to drive? You have to be able to work on it. But I thought, well, what if I kept it on a trailer, a car hauler? So, but he didn't want me doing that either. He said, if I let you do it, I got to let everybody else do it. So he says then it starts, looking like a junk car lot everywhere. So, which I understood that. He said, I'll let you get
my
away with
oldest
it.
boy's cars and the, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say cars. My oldest boy's cars in the park of Aldi spent the night because it wouldn't start when he came back out the store yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So, doesn't matter how old they get, you still worry about them.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, he got a new battery, but he couldn't install it. It's such a weird thing. I think he, on his car, you have to put it up on the lift to use the battery.
Oh man, that's
so
like
weird. They're making the engine compartment so difficult to do even simple things with.
That's like that.
He had another car that was kind of small. It was forget what it was, but you had to take the driver's side wheel off, and the battery was up inside the wheel well.
Yep.
Like,
Teresa's was like that.
Right friggin' mind.
It was on the passenger side on hers, on the Concorde that she had. She had a Chrysler Concorde. And I'm like, where's the freaking battery at? So I had to finally follow the cables. I'm like, well, it's over here by the wheel. So we had to turn the wheel. We didn't take it off. I figured out how to get all in there without having to take everything off. I just took the mud flap off. That's what I did. That was in front of the wheel to get to it that way. So, and then I just zip tied it all back on when I got done with it. So, because it was on with those clips, and after you take them out so many times, they finally wear out. So, but I see where Mr. Sadie said he used to get parts to resell at junkyards, but they got so high it's hard to make money. Yeah, that's true. Unless you do a pull, if you do one of those where you pull it yourself, I've been looking into that because I can get stuff from there pretty cheap, and still make a little bit of profit off of it. But do I want to do that? I would prefer to buy just the whole car and then take it all apart myself without having to pay. But if you have a pull and pay around you can get parts pretty cheap. Because I know like a doorknob or like the crank itself on the older cars, you get it for like $1.50 or something like that, and buttons and emblems and things like that you can get pretty cheap. So I think taillight assemblies are like $8 depending on the vehicle. But I was thinking more along the lines of doing imports because it's harder to find those parts around here without having to order them, for replacements. So I thought, well, if I could find imports that were junk and get them for $500 or so, and then turn around and make some money off of them. So, but some vehicles, standard vehicles sell too. Like there's a lot of different Chevy items, Chevy truck stuff that sells pretty good. So, and Ford and all that. So, pick and pull, yeah. At least ours here, it had some pretty decent prices on certain parts. Some of them were priced a little too high, but like emblems, the what they call it, the hood ornaments and things like that. I could get a hood ornament for a Jaguar for like $9. So I'm thinking, and then go around and take all the chrome pieces off and stuff like that, and you can get probably for like $100. You can get a tote full of stuff. So, I mean, I don't think they would do that with the engine, but I'm talking about your bezels and things like that that randomly break off or get broken or whatever for whatever reason. Wife's battery is under the back seat. Wow. Why are they doing? Why are they putting batteries in weird spots like that? That just makes no sense.
I think they just, when they started making cars smaller and smaller,
it's ridiculous.
They ran out of room in the engine bay.
Mm-hmm.
So just sticking stuff wherever, and the engineers, the design, all that are just, I bet they just laugh when they go to bed at night thinking about people having to work on those.
It's like those
you think, yeah,
batteries and weird.
You have to go to school now to learn how to
change a
work
battery
on a Honda now. Yeah.
If it blows up, we're going to lose a kid. That's
to change a thermostat on a car. I mean, thermostat used to be up on the top of the motor. There were 2 bolts. You take the 2 bolts off, put the new thermostat on, put the new gasket on, and crank it back together. Good to go.
And now you got to take the radiator out.
The thermostat, you got a radiator and a fan and belts and probably an alternator off to get to it.
I think they make it so hard so that people can't do their own mechanic work. So they have to go to a mechanic to do it, and they're all in cahoots with one another.
Yeah, and then those 4-cylinder cars with the sideways engines, and you're like,
oh yeah,
who the hell looks engine bays? You go, who the hell this up?
It's crazy.
Why engine sideways? You're like, wait a minute, the spark plugs are in front instead of being down the side. You're like, what?
It's like, I gotta go get my truck looked at. We'll be driving down the road. All of a sudden, it just shuts down, and the anti-theft comes on for no reason, and then all of a sudden, it comes back on, and just like nothing happened. Like, okay, it shuts off and all the gauges go to zero. My gas light comes on, the battery light comes on, and the anti-theft light comes on. But yet I can still rev my engine and keep going. The speedometer, everything's still working. It's just all the electrical's off. And then all of a sudden, the radio comes back on. Everything comes back on like normal. I'm like, what in the hell just happened? It happened twice Saturday. So, I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's been doing that since we got sideswiped, it seems like. Because on the driver's side door where they hit, when they hit us, and when we come, we're kind of doing our thing and come back down on two wheels, my leg hit the door panel and knocked that panel all loose, where the window buttons and stuff are. And it seems like, and they fixed all
check
that.
up the sensor that's in there. Yep.
So and if I leave my door open too long, my truck won't start. The anti-theft light comes on, and my truck won't start. I have to put it in neutral to start it. So something to do with that, I think, is where the problem lies. I don't think they actually fixed it. I think they glued it back down, and that's it. They didn't fix anything in there because it was that whole piece had broke loose, and I think all they did was just crunch it back on there and glue it down because I can't even move it. You used to be able to pop that off because it's made to come off, but the clips were broke off after the accident. So, and it's the same cover, so I think they just glued it because it looks like there's glue around the edges. So whatever they did, I think they've pinched something in there and it's causing an issue. So I don't even know.
Drop some glue down in the sensor.
Yep. But we'll just be driving along, and everything shuts off, and the locks lock up, everything. And Teresa's, she's claustrophobic, so as soon as those locks hit, she's unlocking them and making sure the window's down and ready to jump out. So I was like, what the hell? I'm like, why isn't every vehicle I end up with, everyone has some sort of electrical issue? My Jeep did, my little Ranger did, and now my Big Red has it. I was like, and I love that truck. I'd hate to ever have to get rid of it. But usually once the electrical starts messing up, that's scary.
I remember driving down Interstate 40. We were coming back from New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
4-lane interstate, there weren't too many cars out, and it was dark. And battery cable came loose.
Oh.
Of course, all the lights off, and we're going 75 miles an hour. Oh crap! I can't see squat. It's a good thing there weren't a whole bunch of cars around me, because we just kind of coasted to the side of the road and standing out on the side of the road with the hood up, trying to get that battery cable tightened back
up
good enough where I could get it under a gas station lights to see how to tighten it up straight,
Yeah.
It's exciting to be going 75 miles an hour in the dark, pitch black, and your car lights shut off, radio turned off, air conditioner, everything shut off.
That's what mine did. All the electrical shut off, but yet I could still keep the gas. The gas kept going. I mean, the engine itself was running. I don't know how long it would have run, but it was running. So all of a sudden,
Quinn and my mother-in-law with us, and
wow.
we're just like,
don't you hate that? It's like
young teenagers, and of course, lights went out, and we go, yeah, my car, and then of course they start screaming, well, pull it over quick, everybody's cleaning it,
freaking out on you.
What'd you do, Dad? Are aliens getting us? Those smart ass teenager remarks. They shut off our lights. Where's the beam to beam us up?
Yeah, like on Close Encounters where the truck shuts completely off. Big beam of light.
Yeah.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Mm.
Yeah, I hate when stuff like that happens, especially when you don't know how to fix it. I do not want to have to take that to the
Yeah,
thing of the mother-in-law.
Mr. Sadie, it's
Yeah,
always the mother-in-law with you when your breaks down in the middle of nowhere,
mm,
and you're already tired. So then everybody starts giving them. Did
yeah.
the engine blow up? I knew it. The engine blew up. Oh,
And they always got something to say. Well, you should have done this. Well, you
mm-hmm.
should have checked that.
Are you far enough off the road? Dad, we can get out in traffic and push you a little farther off if you. No, don't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, he was pretty late. We were trying to make it back to Texas before having to spend another $100 on a hotel that night.
Mm,
We were only about 150 miles from home. You know, it's like 11. We can make it. We don't need to spend the night. Too cheap to buy a hotel room for.
let's tie Aunt Edna to the
Anyway.
roof. Yeah.
Yeah. Or hook the dog to the back bumper with a leash and drive off. Where's that puppy?
Oh, I've got plenty to
Yeah.
do today. I got all kinds of DVDs to list through today, or to check, I should say. Good morning, Rita.
Yeah, I got to get another. Help my boy out. His house air conditioner busted, so
We turned ours on
we
yesterday.
got a bid from one air conditioner guy for $7,500. Dang, that's a little house.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember my house air conditioner costing that much last time we.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna call another air conditioning guy and get him out to take a look at it.
Mm-hmm. Could be just I think ours was a little part. I forget what they called it. Just a small little part cost us $130. Something to do.
I don't know. This is the outside unit and the inside furnace part. I mean, it's going to be.
That's the way ours
They're
is.
going to replace everything except the freaking hoses. This is trash.
Does his have a code
But
on it?
we had been moping it along. It's probably 20-year-old air conditioning system.
So I don't have that. Ours, when something goes wrong with it, it has a light that blinks, and it blinks in a pattern and tells you like a code. And you can look it up to see what it would read.
Oh yeah.
Which ours was that I've had something to do with the condenser or the compressor. I can't remember which one, but it was just a little part. Took them 10 minutes to take it off and put the new one on. It was good to go.
Yep.
How you doing, Rita?
Packing my stuff and finding a contractor. What else I got to do? Got to call my cardiologist. Can I get a new appointment since you canceled on me in March? I got lots of stuff to get done.
Get some stuff. Take over next door. I got all those.
Oh. How much to come fix my boy's air conditioner at Texas Val? Do y'all do 300-mile service calls? Probably not.
We got lucky. We just happen to know somebody who does heating and air, so they just charged me for the parts. So I was happy.
Let me ask your opinion, Texas Val. Does it make sense to look for another bid, or should I just go ahead and bite the bullet and help him this one? See what she says here.
Yeah. Rita says she's getting ready for her
Look
day.
for another one. Yeah, okay. What's the bid? $7,500 for a new
Is that to
outside
replace
and inside
everything?
unit.
Is that for everything?
Yeah, everything except the ductwork and the plenum and
That's high. I mean,
Freon hoses.
that's really high. I live in a mobile home, so it's a bit smaller unit, but between it, the installation, and parts and labor, it was only like $5,500. Oh, where'd he go? He disappeared.
Oh,
there you go.
here.
Okay.
I just had to turn off the camera so we didn't have to look at my shirtless body when I got up to get a share.
Naked Man 2.0.
No, I don't do that. Tell me brand and model numbers on the unit he currently has. Oh, I don't know. And I'm not in Mesquite right now. The new guy wants to put in a Daikin 14. What that means, 3 ton. And it's a 80% gas furnace, whatever that means. She's going to give me a quote what it should be. Location and brands. Mesquite, well, Dallas, East Dallas, Mesquite is where it's.
It's crazy.
Gas is more expensive. Well, great.
Yeah. This is true.
And the little closet it's in on the inside of the house is really small, he said, but he found a unit that'll work. I don't know. I had new stuff, all electric on mine, but I had new furnace and outside deal. I don't think I got a much bigger house than his. I don't think mine cost that much.
No.
Rita said so much.
Yeah, she paid that much for it.
That house is pretty small. It's only like 12 square feet. 1,100 maybe. It's not very big. Three tons, pretty good size. And gas is more, maybe that's what it cost. I don't know. Systems are higher in price now. I wonder if the one I have is R22 in my house. You get your labor for free, at least Texas Val.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of for free. You still got to cook them and feed them and clean up after them.
Yeah, true.
That may be worth $3,000. That'd be funny if Texas Valley come in and do their air conditioning work for.
Yeah. We had turned ours on yesterday. It finally got hot enough to. It's like 80 degrees. That's hot for me. It's like feels like 95 in the house. Closet system is cheaper than the attic. Oh.
Anyway, yeah, it's about that time. So, Texas Valley should still get a second opinion, huh?
Yep, 10:56 on this end. So I imagine tomorrow we'll probably be back on Valerie's channel, most likely. At the most. Or Salaries. I don't know who's doing it tomorrow. I would assume it's going to be Valerie. She said just private message her details, Todd.
I haven't got any details.
Well, when you get them, that
It's
way she can
95 miles away, and I ain't going there.
make
I
sure
gotta
you get
stay
the.
here and make eBay money to help pay for all this.
Well, have him get the details for you and send it to you. That should make sure you get a fair price. So that's what I do, because make sure you get what you getting a good deal. Have your son take pictures.
You want pictures of the present labels, huh? He's at work now. He can't do it today. I'll see what I can do. Appreciate it, though, Val.
And have him send him when he gets home. Does he work evenings too, or just?
He does. They build custom cabinets and closets, and they just stay till the job's over with.
Oh, okay. So just whenever.
So they will work from 7 in the morning till
whenever at night, huh?
Yeah, sometimes they get off at 4 o'clock. Sometimes they're off at 8 p.m., you know.
They stay until the job is done. So, yep. Get ready to open the refrigerator, put a fan in front of it. Oh, no charge. Or get you, what's that, where they build the bucket air conditioners now? Where they put a like a Home Depot bucket, and they're drilling holes and put pipe on either side, and then they put the
yeah, we sold those in Home Depot.
Yeah, and then you put the fan on the top, and it blows the cold air out. So we got one of those too. I forget what's the Arctic Air Mister. They come from Home Depot. It sits on a bucket, and you can either use it for like an air conditioner or a water mister. So we use it for camping. So, but yep, it's about that time. It's time to wrap it up for the day, so everybody can get busy making their eBay money. So, I want to thank everybody that come in the chat, that watch the show, and thank you, Todd, for hanging out with me today. So,
yeah,
so we had it all taken care of, so Sally could get better and Valerie can spend some more time.
As long as we can talk about my problems, I feel better.
Yeah, well, it's not always about reselling. It's just no. There's a little bit piled up in there somewhere.
It's about air conditioners.
So it's just another like a water cooler session, talking around the water cooler. Because the boss is away, the mice will play. Thank you, everybody that came in. Thank you, Rita. I seen you subscribe to my channel, so thank you for that. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. So thank you, everybody. Everybody get out there and get to work. Make some money. Get those cha-chings are rolling in. If it ain't listed, it's not selling. So get it listed. So I'm Laurie. I'm the Thrifty Picker, and thanks for joining us. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See ya.
See you later, Laurie.
See ya.